Hello everybody, this is your main man Keith here from Keith Plays PS4 927. Happy Tuesday afternoon to all my awesome viewers on this awesome channel. We are in Game 3 of the Eastern Conference first round playoffs for our 95-96 Chicago Bulls road to the NBA Finals Series. And we are leading the series over the 06-07 Cleveland Cavaliers 2-0. So if we win this episode and next episode, we sweep out the 06-07 Cavs for the playoffs. And if Cleveland wins one or two of the games, the first round will not be over. So there'll be two games played in Cleveland, this one and next episode. And if Cleveland wins, I think both of them, or Cleveland wins one of them, there will be one or two games in Chicago. So I'd like to see Cleveland bounce back at this, because this is a battle between MJ versus LeBron. The debated question is, who is the GOAT in all of NBA basketball? Is it Michael Jordan or LeBron James? Let me know in the comment section. We'll show you the uniforms and we'll see you into tip-off. Alright, here are the uniforms for both teams. The Chicago Bulls are going to be wearing white on the road. They wore white at home for the last two episodes, but they're going to wear it on the road for the third episode. Meanwhile, for the Cleveland Cavaliers, they're going to be wearing their dark blue 05 through 10 uniform, dark blue uniforms. So from 03 to 05, there were no blue uniforms of those. So without any further ado, we'll see you guys at tip-off. Alright, here we are in downtown Cleveland, Ohio, as it is tip-off time. So the Chicago Bulls claim possession of it. Dennis Rodman gets the first 2 points of the game. Doriel Marshall, there's a foul on him. So this means that Dennis Rodman is going to go to the free-throw line for the Chicago Bulls. By the way, we did win tip-off, so we missed that free-throw opportunity. Here we are at the Quicken Loans Arena, so now Daniel Gibson is going to make a dunk. And it is now evenly tied here in Cleveland, 2-2. Not to mention, this is the first game that we are playing in Cleveland for the 95-96 Chicago Bulls series. And we are up 5-2. So now Larry Hughes with the possession of the basketball. Going to pass it over to Doriel Marshall. So now Scottie Pippen has possession of the basketball. He is actually going to get this one in for two. It is now 7-4. So they're going to pass it over to the Akron native, LeBron James. Grew up in Northeast Ohio, and LeBron James hits a three to tie up the game. So now Ron Harper's intercepting that off to Doriel Marshall. And now Cleveland hits a three, and it is now a 10-7 Cleveland Cavaliers lead. We're going to try to even this one up, as MJ is going to make a three from behind the arc. So it's now evenly tied up, 10-10. Daniel Gibson, where is he actually going to take the basketball direction to the three? And Cleveland wants to get their first win of the series. So now Jordan's going to pass it over to Rodman. He makes the dunk. It is now 13-12. So now it is Larry Hughes with possession of the basketball. He's going to pass it over to LeBron James. So now LeBron James gets it in there for two. So it's now 15-12. We're going to pass it over to Ron Harper. We're going to try to make that three happen. We actually get the three, evenly tied up here in Cleveland. So this has been a really fast first quarter to begin with, and a really good one to start off too. So they get this one in. So it's now 17-15. We're going to pass it to the other side of the basketball court. So now we got Rodman getting us one in for two. So we are going to take a break. Alright, it is now 26-21. Cleveland surprisingly has made more threes than us. So now Michael Jordan going in the paint there, scoring it in for two. It is now 26-23. Daniel Gibson with possession of the basketball. So now Daniel Gibson loses it Michael Jordan's going to make the steal, and he is going to make a three. There is no buzzer beater left. There is no shot clock remaining left in the first quarter. So now LeBron James passing it over to Larry Hughes, getting that three in. So it is now going to be 29-26. We're going to make it evenly scored out, and it's now going to be 29-29. So Chicago is taking the 2-0 series. So now LeBron James is going to pass it over to Dorial Marshall, number 24. And there's 4.6 seconds to go. And I think we're going to make this in by the buzzer beater. We do. And the score is evenly tied up, 31-31, end of first quarter. Alright, so now it is Eric Snow, the Canton, Ohio native, with possession of the basketball. He's going to pass it over to Jones and then back to Eric Snow. So now Eric Snow losing the basketball. So it is now Chicago with the possession, going to pass it over to Steve Kerr. Going to make that three. The current Warriors head coach makes the three from behind the arc. So now it is LeBron James, the Akron native, trying to attempt a three. So he's going to pass it over to Drew Gooden. And it is now 34-33. So now Luke Longley going to pass over to Tony Kukoc. And then Steve Kerr again with a three, and it's now 37-33. So now Anderson Varejao and the Cleveland Cavaliers have got to figure out a strategic game plan from trying to not be trailed by so many points. So it's now 37-35. Steve Kerr going to pass it over to Tony Kukoc, and then Luke Longley going to attempt a three from behind the arc. No, he does not get it in. But now I think Damian Jones going to pass it over to Eric Snow. So now Eric Snow is going to get this one in for two. And it is now 37-37. So we're going to pass this off to Steve Kerr. And Kerr is going to get this one in for two. But there is a foul, and we are actually going to take a break. Alright, 1:26 seconds to go in the first half here at Quicken Loans Arena. Scottie Pippen getting this one in for 2 points. It's now 46-44. So now it is Larry Hughes with possession of the basketball. So now Larry Hughes going to pass it over to Daniel Gibson, and then Anderson Varejao going to pass it over to Zydrunas Ilgauskas. Gets it in there. And it is now 48-44. And now we got to go. MJ gets this one in for two, and it's now 46-48. Michael Jordan already has 13 points already in this episode. So now Daniel Gibson, he's going to pass it over to Dorial Marshall and then back to Gibson. So guaranteed that Marshall was going to get that assist. So now we got MJ out on the court. He's going to make that in for 2 points. So it's now going to be 50-48. And Larry Hughes with the possession of the basketball. He's going to make a nice spin move out of that one. He is going to pass over to Zydrunas Ilgauskas. No, wait. It is a jump ball situation here in Cleveland. So this has been a really good fast-pacing game. So now Anderson Varejao going to pass over to Larry Hughes. Gets that one in. So it is now 48-52. 26 point some seconds to go. Michael Jordan with that layup. 22.3 seconds to go. The clock's winding down to halftime. So now it was a Chicago lead early in the first quarter, but then crazy to think that by the time the first quarter was over, the score was already tied up, and now Cleveland is taking a 2-point lead here at home. So now Larry Hughes losing the basketball, and Steve Kerr gonna make that buzzer beater in time, And it is halftime, 54 even, so both teams had scored 23 points in the second quarter. The game is evenly tied as it is to begin the second half. So now Zydrunas Agalskis from Lithuania is going to pass over to Daniel Gibson and then gets it in the paint. So now it is Michael Jordan claiming the basketball. He claimed it from Steve Kerr. So now MJ makes a dunk. It's now 56-56 even. So now Zydrunas Agalskis is going to pass over to LeBron James. So now LeBron James losing the basketball off of Michael Jordan. And MJ is going to make a dunk. So it is back-to-back dunks for Michael Jordan. So now 21 points for him already. So now Larry Hughes is going to pass over LeBron James trying to mock Michael Jordan. So it is now evenly tied up 58-58. So we're going to pass it over to Rodman. So now Rodman gets it in there for two. It's now 60-58. So now Larry Hughes has possession. Going to pass it over to Dorial Marshall. Gets it in there. It is tied up 60-60. And now Michael Jordan with his third dunk of the game makes it in there. It is now 62-20. And the Bulls are on top of it right now. They're leading by 2. So now Michael Jordan's going to make another dunk happen. It is now 64-60. So Cleveland is probably going to get that comeback in time by the end of the third quarter. So now first half points, they were both tied up. So it is 2:20 to go in the third quarter. So we're going to use some Kerr and then Luke Longley. Hopefully we can get this from behind the arc. We actually miss it. Rodman with that offensive rebound. So now Rodman gets it in. It's now 66-63. Cleveland is going to take a timeout. We are actually going to take a break. Alright, so the Cavs are leading at home by 1. I think those blue uniforms are trying to make them their good luck uniforms anyway. But now Eric Snow, what is he going to do? He's going to try to dribble, pass it over to James. James with that 3, and it is now going to be 72-68. So now we're going to pass it over to Ron Harper. So now Ron Harper gets this one in for 2, and it's now 72-70. Cleveland's up by 2, so they are probably, by the looks of it, they're probably going to end up winning today's episode. Eric Snow gets the layup, so this will give us an extra episode of coverage of MJ versus LeBron, which is what I really like to see, or rather, that's what a lot of people would like to see, because that has actually never happened in an NBA game before. So now Tony Kukoc is going to pass it over to Ron Harper, gets it in, drives it in, and it's now 74-74. So now Eric Snow with the possession of the basketball. Where is Eric Snow going to take this direction to? He is going to lose possession. Luke Longley picks it up. I'm thinking about passing it over to Ron Harper. But now Ron Harper, he is going to get this one in for 2 points. And it is now 76-74. Anderson Varejao passing it over to LeBron James. So now LeBron James hits a 3. And it is now going to be Cleveland. So now Jones is going to get that one in for 2. So it's now 79-76 rather. So Cleveland's up by 3. We're going to try to make a 3 to evenly tie out the game with 1.3 seconds. And this is obvious to see that from first quarter, second quarter, and third quarter, all of it ended up with a tie. Alright, your State Farm assist of the game is coming right up. LeBron James going to pass it over to Daniel Gibson. And that is your State Farm assist of the game. So now fourth quarter, we've done some minor depth chart substitutions here. And now we got Scottie Pippen going to make this one in for 2 points. It is now 81-79. So now LeBron James has 25 points, 9 for 9. Pippen had 13. He was 6 for 6, but now it's 82-81. So now Michael Jordan has possession of the basketball. He is going to go into the paint once at it. Gets it in there for 2, and it's now 83-82. So it's going to be 27 points for Michael Jordan. And now MJ makes the steal. I'm thinking about making a 3 for MJ. We actually get this one in, so it's now 86-82. So they just need 4 points in all to tie this one up. This game has mainly been about tying pretty much. And Chicago has 8 steals in this game already. Crazy to think that it ended up being 31-31 at the end of the first quarter. And then second quarter it was like 54-54. And then 79-79 for the... at the end of the third. Let's see what the fourth quarter brings us. I hope it better not be an overtime, because that would be definitely a waste of my time. So Cleveland makes a 3. It's now 88-86. So 2:33 to go. So now Jordan gets this one in for 2. It's now 88-88 all. 32 points for MJ. Daniel Gibson, he has 7 points today in this quarter. So now Daniel Gibson going to pass it over to Larry Hughes, and it is now 90-88. Ron Harper going to pass it over to Dennis Rodman. So now Rodman gets this one in for 2, and it's now 90 all, and 16 points in all by Rodman. 5 from mid-range today. So now Larry Hughes, there's a foul. It's on Michael Jordan. It's a reach-in. We're actually going to take a break. All right, Michael Jordan is your player of the game. I thought it would be LeBron James because they led for quite a bit of the game. So now Cleveland's out on the court with James. But I would give credit to James too, because even though MJ and the Bulls were still winning, and Chicago takes a timeout. All right, it is now 98-98. Make that 100 for Chicago, and we've had 22 ties in this episode, 14 lead changes along the lines, and LeBron James hits it for 2 points, so it is evenly tied up 100-100. But anything could happen. This is pro basketball, so now MJ gets it in for 2, so it's 102-100. LeBron James and the Cavaliers are going to try to get this one dunked in for 2. So it's now going to be 102 all. And Michael Jordan gets this one in. And the Cavs are going to take their final timeout. This will be LeBron's game winner. And the Bulls are taking their final timeout. All right, LeBron James hit a game winner, and it is now 105-104. We're just going to dribble it till the end of the game. And the Cavaliers evidently are going to take, the 06-07 Cavs are going to take their first W of the postseason series. And they have won it by 1 in Northeast Ohio. 105-104 is the final score. All right, LeBron James, who I would honestly give out as MVP, but they gave out MJ as MVP because Chicago was leading at that point. MJ, 40 points, 4 assists on the day, 2 dunks, 8 for 9 from behind the arc. Is that 8 for 9? Yeah. Daniel Gibson, 19 points, 6 assists, 1 dunk for them. Congrats to Cleveland on their first win of the series. Larry Hughes, 15 points, 7 assists, and no dunks. Donyell Marshall had 9 points, 2 assists, 1 steal, and 1 dunk. Eric Snow had 9 points and 1 assist along the lines as well. Michael Jordan, 41 points for him, 3 assists, 4 steals, and 4 dunks. Dennis Rodman had 16 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist on the day, 2 dunks. Scottie Pippen, 15 points, 2 assists on the day. Steve Kerr, 13 points, 1 assist, and 1 steal. Ron Harper, 12 points and 4 assists on the day. So that wraps it up. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next episode.